People don't understand. Black people did not just come from Africa. Black people were already in the States. And people got to do their history to understand black people were already in the States. People don't know that, though. They don't get that part. You know, they don't know that Nat Turner was really an Aborigine. That's Australia. That ain't Africa. You can look at Nat Turner and the depictions of him and know he was an Aborigine. He had a different vibe about him. So people don't really know that. Not all black people did not come from freaking Africa. Because it's going to be very, very difficult for you to make it in that goddamn ship at the bottom of that goddamn ship for 3 months. When the food get low. Do the math. For real. Do the motherfucking math. Seriously. And just ushering everybody in on boats the long goddamn way. They not stopping. Ain't no bathrooms on that motherfucker. Come on now. Do the math. That's all you gotta do is do the motherfucking math. For real. The human body won't last that long. You on a boat for 30 days, you ain't eating nothing but fucking slop. And feces and shit of the motherfucker that's sitting next to you. You're gonna die of disease, man. It's gonna be like 3 black people left whose bodies are physically fit enough to be able to withstand all that pressure under the goddamn ship. Come on. Keep that shit, bro.
Hey, what's up, fam? This is Sharif Ali coming at you from mooresinamerica.com. We have another celebrity, another one that they would call black, quote unquote black. We know we're not black people or Negroes or colored or African American or whatever the hell else labels they want to place on us. We're not any of that. But yeah, I'm coming at you from mooresinamerica.com, and Bizzy Bone put out a video saying that we are not all from Africa, and not saying that, now, not talking about people that immigrate here from Africa, but he's saying they didn't bring us all over here on slave ships. Almost sounding as if Bizzy may have just perused the Moors in America website. Who knows? He may have seen this, may have read it. A lot of people have. Waka Flocka Flame was letting people know. So the word is out. The truth is out, and there's nothing you can do to put it, to stop it. It's unstoppable. It's like an avalanche. You know, a lot of people are scared. And that's why I want to put a disclaimer out. We're not sovereign citizens or any of that other stupid mess. Never claimed it, never said it, you know? So anyway, yeah, a lot of people are realizing this. It just makes sense. It's common sense. You know, we're copper colored. Even the 1828 Webster Dictionary says that. What was going on in 1828? What was going on with the quote unquote Indians and the settlers who were trying to take our land? They were trying to take it over. They were killing us. They were fighting us. We were at war. So while we were at war, what were they saying about us? They said American is, it used to refer to the copper colored races right here, found here by Europeans, but now applies to the descendants of Europeans born in America, okay? So that was showing you the process where they were switching it over in the 1800s. This is what was going on. Prior to the 1800s or the early 1800s, 1700s, when you listen to what the Europeans were saying when they described the natives, what were they saying? Well, let's look at this book by George Catlin, where he described all different types of tribes in North America. Okay, said all primitive tribes in America are dark copper colored with jet black hair, while most possess curls in the extreme. Never heard about the Indians having nappy hair, did you? And every level of wavy hair in between, just like even now to this day. You know, we have curly, tight curls, you know, loose curls. We have all different grades of hair, but yes, most of us possess curls in the extreme. The texture of hair is generally fine, soft, or silk, or coarse or harsh. Okay? And this is just talking about the hair. It even goes on to describe men having basically like dreadlocks. Okay? I mean, like, you can see this picture. Okay, this picture of these Native American women, okay, who are what they would call black today. All right, the way they have their hair. I saw a video that this sister shared on Facebook like a week ago, and there were these women who were they were in, I think, oh man, I can't remember the country they were in, but they were in Africa, and they were dark skinned, and they were basically putting these natural elements in their hair and making it where they could plait it out like this. Okay, so their hair is like, you know, coarse, tight curls, and they were putting these not chemicals, I almost say chemicals, but just natural elements in their hair, kind of like the description up here, and they were able to put their hair in two long plaits, just like these women, basically making their hair straight, you know, without hot combing it or any of that stuff. All right? So anybody who's saying like Bizzy Bone, Waka Flocka Flame, we're not all, they didn't bring us all over here on slave ships, okay? I know a lot of y'all fell in love with the whole slave ship narrative. You fell in love with it so much that hearing that the great white man didn't beat your ass and just throw you at the bottom of the slave ship and bring us all over here, I know it hurts. I know you guys don't want to hear. So when you hear somebody saying that that's not true, a lot of us were already living over here. And yes, some people did come through the slave trade, but it's not anywhere near as much as what they tell you. So saying that they brought us all over here and we all need to go back to Africa is a lie. And so yes, more people are coming out and saying it. I mean, it's like an avalanche. You can't stop it. You know, scare tactics, any of that stuff, it's not going to stop it. You know, you can't stop it. It's unstoppable. Too many people. It makes too much sense. It's just common sense. Damn near everybody I know that looks like me and darker has Native American heritage, and it's just a known thing. All quote unquote black people have Native American heritage. Everybody's got grandparents or whatever who were Native American, and you know why? It's because the further back in time you go, you know, the harder it is to separate reality from, you know, what you are being told that you are. Okay, the further in time you go, the more the Native Americans look like this, and there was no confusion as to who we were. Okay, even the literature and things put out at the time still showed the Native Americans as being dark brown skin, and it just kept getting lighter and lighter. Laws were harsh and really extremely difficult on people who looked like us, who still wanted to claim their indigenous heritage. And laws were changed so that anybody, even if you just had one drop of quote-unquote black blood in you, you were considered a Negro. Yet, you got people who are like freaking from, you know, whose parents are from Europe. We're like straight from Europe. They're born over here. Maybe somewhere down the line they had like 1/10 of Cherokee or something in them, and they get to claim that to be Native American without any pushback or difficulties, but you couldn't. And that's why, because it's just plain, it's just common sense. I mean, if you wake up and you do research for yourself, if you go to moresanamerica.com, look through the things, and then the articles in here for the most part have sources. You know, they're cited, so you can go through and look for yourself. And then some of these books are like 200-300 years old, you know, and they're eyewitness accounts of the actual Native Americans. You know, there's numbers on here and everything's backed up. And so, like, if you go through the site and you look for yourself, and you could, of course, look in other places too. You don't have to just look on the site. You go through, you look at this, you share it with your friends and family, tell them to do their own research. Say, hey, it would just be plain as day to you what time it really is, what's really true, what's really real. Okay? Like, seriously, it's hard to deny it when you really look at it. I mean, look, this dude, he's retired now. He even looks like the damn mascot. Okay, he is like, you looking at his face, looking at the Cleveland Indians. Wait, what? And then he played for the Braves, you know, and it's like, wait, hold up, dude. That's you. Okay? So it's just common sense. So, like, people really don't want us to wake up. It really is like a pushback against us realizing who we are. You know, because if we realize it, then there's no faking it. You can't fake it. And that's how come we practice carnival and all this stuff from North America to Central to South America. You know, from one end to the other. You know, we still do it. It's our land, man. It's our land. It's our time. You know? So if you're looking like this, hey, I'm not hating on anyone. If you actually have some heritage, you know, that's great for you. But I'm saying, like, seriously. Like, come on, man. Copper colored? No. No. You know, and I'm just saying, like, there's a pushback. They don't, you know, there's people who benefit from us being in ignorance, not knowing who we are. Okay? So don't overlook this. You know, people are definitely not on some self-hate mess, especially people like Mos Def, people like Waka Flocka Flame, people like Bizzy Bone, you know, who have been about their people, you know, and who are tuned in and, you know, letting people know that this is a sham. You can't look at these people and say this. You can't say that about me. You know, you can look at some of the other videos on the Moorish in America YouTube. You can look and see who I am. There's no question about who I am. I'm a Moorish American, but they would call me black. They would call me Negro, nigger, whatever they want to call me. I don't care because I define myself, you know. But you can look and you can see that I'm not an imposter. And I'm definitely not on some self-hate. Maybe more awakened and conscious than you are. So you can't say that I'm on some self-hate mess, because I'm saying, yo, we were already living over here. You know, and if you're so smart, you think you're smart and know what you're talking about, especially if you like Pan-African and you like Africa. Okay, well, if you know that black people are ancient and this whole entire world was ours, why the hell are you fighting against us? Why do you want to give Europeans more credit than they deserve? You know? Like, come on, man. They didn't even have the manpower to bring everyone over here on slave ships. Damn near half of the Europeans who came over here, you know, came after slavery, you know, through Ellis Island. And then you had a bunch who came over here as their own type of slaves. They came over here as indentured servants and slaves because they were being let out of prisons. They were in debt and all types of stuff, you know, so they weren't owning slaves. They weren't helping bring slaves in. They were working their butts off because they were slaves themselves. Okay? So that may be too much information for some, but I know a lot of us get it because we're waking up and it's just ridiculous. You know, the can of worms has been opened and it'll never be shut again. It's time. It's ours. Peace.